If you load up Google Earth and scroll to the center of the Pacific, you'll find the Hawaiian archipelago. It is the definition of public paradise. But if you look just west of Maui, there's a small, comma-shaped island called Lanai. And here, the rules of American democracy don't quite apply. And this is because 98% of the land you're looking at belongs to one man. And that man is Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, the fourth richest person on Earth at the time of filming this video, and the Iron Man of Silicon Valley. He doesn't just own a vacation home here. He owns the hotels, he owns the water utility, he owns the main grocery store, he owns the community pool. And effectively, he owns the livelihoods of the 3,000 people who live here. To understand how a billionaire bought a Hawaiian island in the 21st century, you have to understand that Lanai has never been free. It has always been a company town. In 1922, James Dole, the Pineapple King, bought the island for just over $1 million. He didn't build a community, he built a plantation. For nearly 70 years, Lanai produced 75% of the world's pineapples. If you live there, you work for Dole, and if you got fired, you lost your house. But globalization hit. Pineapple production moved to cheaper countries. The economy collapsed, and the island passed like a trading card to another billionaire, David Murdock. Murdock tried to turn it into a luxury tourist hub, but he was bleeding money. By 2012, Lanai was losing roughly $20 to $30 million a year. So Murdock wanted out. There was only one person crazy enough, and rich enough, to buy a failing island. When the news broke in June 2012, the residents of Lanai found it the same way the rest of us did, through the news. The transfer price was an estimated $300 million, a staggering sum to us, but for Ellison, whose net worth fluctuates by billions daily, it was just pocket change. To put that in perspective, Ellison has spent nearly that much on a single yacht. He bought a civilization for the price of a nice boat. But what exactly did he buy? I mean, it wasn't just dirt. He acquired 88,000 acres of land, 2 Four Seasons resorts, and also 2 golf courses. But most critically, the rights to the island's water. In Hawaii, and just like most other places in the world, water is life, and now Larry held the tap. But why? Why would a tech tycoon want a money-losing rock in the Pacific? Because Larry Ellison is obsessed with data, optimization, and immortality. He didn't want a retirement home. He wanted a laboratory. He explicitly stated he wanted to turn Lanai into the first economically viable 100% green community. And unlike the previous owners, Ellison didn't care about losing money. He immediately poured $500 million into construction. The centerpiece of his vision is a company called Sensei. He shut down the lodge in the center of town, which used to be affordable, and reopened it as a 3,000 a night wellness retreat. Now this isn't a place for normal tourists. This is where burnt out Silicon Valley executives go to get their blood analyzed and their sleep optimized. But the real experiment happening here was down the road. These massive hydroponic greenhouses. Sensei AG. It's a fully automated system powered by Tesla solar panels, and it actually uses 90% less water than traditional farming. Ellison wants to solve the world's food supply chain issues, starting here. He replaced the island's fleet with Teslas. He installed sensors everywhere. He wants to make the perfect microgrid. On the surface, it sounds a bit utopian. A billionaire using his unlimited resources to solve climate change and food scarcity? I mean, that's the dream, right? But there's a very big difference between a community and a laboratory. In a laboratory, the variables don't get a vote. And the residents of Lanai, well, they are the variables. While the resort guests said $20 green juice, the locals are facing a true crisis. Gentrification hit Lanai like a tsunami. Since Ellison took over, housing prices have skyrocketed, but the wages simply haven't kept up. Remember now, Ellison owns about a third of the housing. He is the landlord. If you work for the resort, your housing is often tied to your job. Locals report a culture of fear. Non-disclosure agreements are common. People are afraid to speak out against the company because there is, well, no other company. Small businesses that didn't fit the luxury aesthetic were pushed out. Old cafes were replaced by Nobu. The town is being curated for the taste of one man. Even nature is a conflict. The island is overrun by Axe's deer. Locals used to hunt them for food, but Ellison restricted hunting access on his land. Instead, he brought in contractors to cull the deer. It turns a subsistence resource for locals into a pest control problem for the owner. The psychological toll is heavy. Imagine asking your boss for permission to fix your sink, and permission to use your community pool, and permission to open a store. It is, by definition, a feudal system. A benevolent feudalism, perhaps, but feudalism nonetheless. So, what happens next? Ellison is in his late 70s. He has poured nearly $1 billion into this island. Is this a legacy project that will be protected forever, or will his heirs get bored and sell it off like the owners before him? Lanai really is a warning sign. I mean, as wealth inequality grows, we're seeing more of this. Zuckerberg and Kauai, Dole in New Zealand. The ultra-rich are moving from buying assets to buying geography. Things like water and land in general is becoming more important as the population continues to grow. And Larry Ellison with the Lanai really proved that utopia is possible. Well, for him, and as long as you can afford the $300 million entry fee. Thanks everyone for watching this video. It would mean a lot if you guys drop a like, comment on what you liked, what you think I can improve upon, and lastly, subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.